SLI stock, Standard Lithium Limited, is currently trading at $8.90. 1.5 million shares have crossed the tape in this session of the 1st of April 2022. So, as usual, we always observe what's going on with this stock. We observed a pattern that has been occurring for some time now, and that also occurred again. So, before we get into that pattern, let's see what that news. There's a news out there concerning lithium miners. Well, you definitely know that it seems the US government, or rather the president, is likely to invoke the Defense Production Act, I believe, to protect some of these mining companies, or rather to enable them pursue the production of the necessary metals that will aid the support of the green revolution, the green drive, the drive to cut back on emissions. So, according to an equity research analyst at Loop Capital, Christopher Casp, it says by invoking the Defense Production Act, the Biden administration will presumably be signaling somewhat of a carte blanche endorsement for the domestic EV and battery materials sector. So the order could be invoked as soon as this week. Okay, well, today the week is almost over, but it was not immediately clear how much funding could be allocated, according to the report. CASP believes that the order would likely be a bigger benefit for early stage lithium miners that have US operations, including Piedmont Lithium Inc, Ioneer, and Lithium Americas Corp, Standard Lithium, as Biden's order could speed up their production timelines or cut capital costs. So Canada's Standard Lithium gained 11%, while Australia's Ioneer Limited closed 20% higher earlier in the day. So the order could lower the cost to build the new capacity. It's unclear if the funds could be used for upstream mining, but at the very least, it will likely be used for building downstream conversion capacity, according to Seth Goldstein, equity strategist at Morningstar. Okay, so going back to that trend we have noticed there, so we always it tends to always close above, or rather, as we put it, hedge funds tend to buy back the shares by the end of every month, and as at the 31st of December they did that. That is what happened there. It spiked above all of its moving averages, apart from the 50-day moving average, and then it happened again on the as of the end, or rather as of the beginning of this time around. It wasn't on the 31st of February. It didn't really happen, but by the 1st of February, by the end of 31st of January, it was only above its 10-day moving average, but by the next trading session, which was the beginning of the next month, it was above its 10 and the 20-day moving averages. So going back again to the 28th of February, it was also just right on where the 20-day moving average is, and also above its 10-day moving average. But this time around, we can see it's clearly and sufficiently and significantly above all of its moving averages. As a matter of fact, before the month ended, they were already covering their positions. The ones that were buying back, the retail investors were equally buying. So the stock, the culmination of the efforts of the hedge funds trying to balance the books, and also given this news we heard. This news came out as of Wednesday. It was already out there, that the Biden administration might invoke this Defense Production Act. So all of those things ensured that the stock now satisfied that trend, sufficiently at that. So this sort of level at 8.87, this is going all the way back. 8.87, last time was at this sort of level, okay, was 8.87, was as of the early January of this year. That was where it was, and at that time it was declining. So what could this be? What could it be? Would it be enough to say that SLI stock has now resumed its upward trend, or is it too far away? Was that trend ended by I would say it ended by mid-November last year? Could it be? I mean, is November too far away from April or March to say that it has resumed its upward trend? Who knows? It may be too far away. Yeah, but in any case, this is what we're seeing right now. It is going back. It's on the move again, and apart from when it was declining, which was okay. Let's see now. Last time it was at this sort of levels was as I indicated earlier on, was early in January of this year. So it was dwelling around that at this sort of levels, even all the way back to mid-November as well, mid-November. And then when it was extending, when the bullish trend it was on before was in effect, it was at the 13th as well, mid October last year. That was also when it was at this sort of levels, So what we're seeing now is that a lot of things are changing. It price of change is improving, is on the upward, it's on the ascent. The unbalanced volume indicator definitely has a positive slope, implying that buyers may be more active than sellers. Momentum is also improving as well. MACD histogram is above 0 and rising. Let's get the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator. Let's see what it is doing here. It is also overbought. This is what it's indicating. Signal line, MACD above its signal line and extending. Let's get the RSI. RSI is just in the overbought condition as well. This is the RSI is indicating that buyers are definitely in control. The RSI is in overbought condition. This is a firm and clear indication that buyers are definitely in charge of what's going on there now. Accumulation, let's see what's going on there. The trend is an upward one. The trend is an upward one, so it's also it has cooled off a bit, but it's still pretty much on the ascent. So SLI stock appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above 0. It's also outperforming the S&P 500. Momentum for SLI is strongly bullish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. This means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and driving the price of SLI stock higher. So the last 10 trading sessions has seen significant volume in SLI, which with average daily volume above the average for the last year. Today's volume is no exception, with 1.531 million shares having been traded already. But this is also less than the average 10-day volume, which is 2.103 for the last 10 trading sessions, and 2.281 million shares for the last 90 trading sessions. But we still have some hours to go in this trading session for SLI, so it may also exceed those 10 the average volume for the last 10 trading sessions, and possibly that of the 90-day trading session. So the unbalanced volume indicator is bullish, as I indicated earlier on. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are definitely more active than sellers. So they're more active than sellers, and they're also they'll have the upper hand as well as things stand right now. So let's quickly have a look at the quantitative report from CFRA. What are they saying there? How recent is that report? Let's see, it's loading up. Okay, that report is as of the 24th of March, so this is fairly current. So valuation is negative, quality negative, growth is negative, but street sentiment is a positive one. Price momentum is neutral. So their risk evaluation is a moderate. Their recommendation is a sell. Okay, and it says here that the sell recommendation is based on its score from CFRA's quantitative model for Canada. Okay, growth and valuation model subcategories are the two largest drivers of the stock. Okay, growth includes factors that measure earnings per share growth and stability, and cash flow growth and stability. Okay, valuation includes factors such as price to earnings, price to cash flow, and enterprise to book value. So SLI's overall score ranked in the 73rd percentile of all stocks in the model universe. Okay, so that's what's going on there. So it's a sell for these folks at CFRA. Okay, it's a sell recommendation they have there. Okay, so do we have any price target for this for SLI? So this will probably mean this will probably be an increment, or rather an addition to the previous target we had, but I can't exactly remember what that target is. So let's see where we can pick this target from. We don't want to go too far away from where we are right now. So let's take a 7.16 and 6.99. So that will give us a difference of 0.17 times 2.618. You can always use any Fibonacci extension level to multiply that difference, and then you add it to the closing current price of I think it's 8.9. You have a target of 9.345. That's our target, 9.345 for SLI stock. $9.34, that's our target. So yes, that pattern is the pattern we observed is still in effect. It was validated again this time around. Okay, so and our target, as I just mentioned now, is 9.37. So see what you make of SLI, and there's a good chance it may continue to extend given this Defense Production Act. But at the same time, when that act actually is actualized, there's a good chance some folks might want to take their money off the table. So this is also what you have to bear in mind, and so just see what you make of all of these things, and I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.